ASMR Coffin Radio.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Coffin Radio. I am Heartthrob Rob, and today we're talking about Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions, episode 18, Kevin Nash. Episode has finally arrived, man. I know there was some back and forth about the release date. It was supposed to drop like 2 weeks ago, then all of a sudden nothing, and then they gave it a one-day notice. The talk was they were going to wait for a pay-per-view, so that way it could have much bigger hype, but they gave it a one-day choice, heads up, and now here we get this episode. Episode is only an hour and 22 minutes. With the commercials, it takes, a little bit longer. But this one doesn't have a deep dive like the rest of them really have. This is Steve Austin and Kevin Nash really just shooting the shit, talking about their old times. I mean, they've known each other since 1990 in WCW. And I feel bad for Kevin Nash, man. I mean, he's a cool dude. He's, super chill. But I feel bad about the gimmicks that he gets. Like, originally, before he hit stardom, you got to think he comes in as Master Blaster. They give him Oz, Vinny Vegas. If you don't know what Master Blaster was, it's obviously just a take on Road Warriors, or the movie Road Warrior. And then, Oz is like him, supposed to be the Oz, great and powerful. He has a fucking mask on. He wears a big ass cape. Just the stupidest gimmicks that they've given him. And then Vinny Vegas, which is a little bit like My Blue Heaven, that Steve Martin movie. A little bit more Kevin than it is anything else. But he gets that call, Shawn Michaels sees him and he knows that he wants him on his team. So he becomes Shawn Michaels' insurance policy at WWE as Big Daddy, Big Diesel. What is his fucking name? Big Sexy, Big Daddy Cool. Sorry, it took me fucking forever. But, he gets that title run. He gets the IC. He gets the tag team. And then he takes the title off of Backlund in 8 seconds at the Garden. And he goes into really saying that was because Vince had said that, the Garden was down. Live house show business was down. So they said everyone knows that nothing's going to happen here. So that's why they switched it over, kind of to try and liven up everything that's going on with the house show business. From there, we go into the reason why he left WWE was because he knew that Brett no longer kind of wanted to do business with him like that, or there was that discrepancy over In Your House, the one where Undertaker really pulls Kevin Nash under the thing, and Kevin wanted it to look like he was about to beat Brett and then lose, which I think really does make sense. He should have jackknifed Brett, and as he goes for the pin, that's when he gets pulled in. I think that does make it look better, to be honest with you. I think Brett had it wrong there. I think Kevin Nash is right. We go into his WCW run, obviously, with NWO, joining with Hulk Hogan and Razor, Scott Hall. So just really crazy stuff that they got going on there. Revitalizes the business as well. Just totally redoes things, with Hogan going heel, the Bash at the Beach. Crazy stuff. And they're kicking butt, for quite a long time, for 83 weeks before finally the WWE gets the upper hand and wins it all. They go over his win over Goldberg. He says that he still says that he was not the booker for that one. I don't really believe it. And then they go over the finger poke of doom, which just destroys WCW, and it's completely over after that. They go into a little bit of when NWO comes back, he knows that WWE wants him. So at first he says he knows that Hogan is going, he knows Scott is going. He says, so he tells them no so that he can get a big fat paycheck. So the next day a FedEx arrives after he says no, and then boom, they give him a bonus. He says, okay, I'll join. But he just knew how to play Vince, They go over his TNA stuff for just a little bit. He said he had such a good crew. He puts over AJ, Samoa Joe, Kazarian. He puts them over. And then they go over just, how his life is now and coming back to the WWE for the Hall of Fame and all that, but not too much of a deep dive into Kevin's career. I mean, they go over things, but it's not like you get insider stories that you kind of haven't already heard if you hear. But like, with the Mick Foley one and certain other ones, you kind of get stories you had never heard. But, it was more them shooting the shit instead of a deep dive. A good episode here, man. Not the greatest, but I'm glad we finally got to see it. We'll see with everything going on with Money in the Bank tonight. Kevin's had a great career. I'm really happy for him. 2-time Hall of Famer. I've actually met him before. Cool guy. He gives off that cool aura for sure. But let me know what you guys think about it, man. We'll talk about it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the coffin. Follow us on social media at Coffin Radio. Coffin is spelled with a K. And that's all for today.
ASMR Call and Radio.